Okay.
Very cute, Patrick. Nice job. All right, here's an eye-opener for parents out there. Watch out. According to a recent study by the Guttmacher Institute, nearly half, 46% of 15 to 19-year-olds in the U.S. have sex at least once.
Oh, goodness. Study rate question, where should teens get their information about sex? There is a new source of sex education, sex ed online, and not every parent is happy about it.
It's labeled as a website by teens for teens. But much to the dismay of some adults, the subject is sex. Sexetc.org is filled with sex, but not the kind of cheap online leering porn you warn your kids about. This is the sex ed your kids will really listen to, with topics such as birth control and condoms and I'm taboo. It also features a section of 400 sex terms, an alphabetical listing and definition of everything, from medical words to street slang. The website, as well as a print magazine, are part of the Teen to Teen Sexuality Project, developed by Answer, a national sex ed organization affiliated with Rutgers University. The award-winning website, which was redesigned in 2006, receives 30,000 visitors a day and maintains their biggest goal is to provide and promote, quote-unquote, comprehensive sexuality education. Part of that education process comes in offering 16 different topic areas, including forums, chat rooms, and a number of videos. It also features a map of the United States, which allows the visitor to click on any state and find out what the sex laws are anywhere regarding such topics as abortion or age of consent. That is important information for anyone, certainly, but even more important for teens, because the people who put together Sex, etc., believe teens are not getting enough of the right information about sex, and that ignorance about sex is a problem with consequences they don't want teens to suffer.
Well, joining us now is sexual health expert from sexetc.org, Nora Gelprin is here.
We
Nora,
also have three of the teen editors from this site, Erica Scape, Allie Huff, and Joshua Dickinson. And we're going to talk to you guys in a second, but Nora, let's get to you first. It's a controversial site, 20,000 hits a day. So your kids could be the ones who are hitting this.
Right.
It is controversial, though.
It is.
You getting a lot of complaints?
No, actually, we don't get a lot of complaints. There's certainly some parents that worry giving more information to young people will encourage them to go have sex, but the vast majority of parents know that that's not true and are very supportive of the work that we do.
And again, you said this in the piece, though. What is the purpose of the site? Why did you think it was so important to create it?
We want to make sure that young people have access to sex ed honestly, that they make sure they have access to all the information that they need, so when they're making choices, it's based in information, not ignorance.
I was reading through this. What's the #1 question that boys are asking?
Oh, boys have a lot of questions, and I would say one of the beauties of the website is they can have a little more courage asking some of these questions. So some of the questions that boys ask have to do with masturbation, like, am I going to go blind? Am I going to run out of sperm?
Is it going to
break? Exactly. Other questions they have to do with penis size. Is it the right size? Should it be bigger, longer?
Well,
all those kinds of things. I know. It's great. We need to make sure they get the correct information.
Well, Erica, what are the girls, what are they asking? How are their questions different?
The girls want to know if they're being considered promiscuous or not, if they're being, free with their sexuality or the sexual behavior.
Well, what do you all answer back? Is a girl who's having a lot of sex considered slutty in this day and age?
Honestly, the answer that I would give her would be an answer, do what you feel is right to you. It shouldn't be about anybody else and what they think about you.
Or the pressure. But there still is pressure to have sex in there for teenagers.
Oh, definitely. More than ever, I think. Especially in high school, freshmen and seniors with older guys. And
Here's something that Mike and I have talked about this. We've talked about this with our staff. When I was growing up, if you said, I had sex with somebody, you were talking about sexual intercourse. You weren't talking about anything else. Anything else did not constitute sex. That's not the way you...
Well, because I'm older, I think most people under 40 agree with you that oral sex isn't sex. Joshua? Most teenagers, what do they think about oral sex? Is it sex?
It's not sex, and that would include anal sex too.
What?
I'm still a virgin if I'm having anal sex. I'm still a virgin if I'm having oral sex.
Allie, you agree?
oh, definitely.
Erica?
Of course.
Nora?
I would say there's a range of opinions, and I think that there's shifting definitions.
Why is the word sex in there then?
Right.
It's oral sex.
Well, because when you say sex, I think that well, not that I'm equating myself to 16, 17-year-olds, but But it means sexual intercourse.
I think a lot of young people are worried a lot about pregnancy and not as much about sexually transmitted
That's
disease.
exactly.
But, Erica, how casually are teenagers having oral sex?
Well, my friends, they have partners who they have sex with who are just called, buddies that they have sex
Oh, so they're friends, they're not their
Yeah,
boyfriends.
friends with benefits.
Friends with
benefits. We've done
Like a-
segments on that.
you talking
We
about
didn't think
like
it applied to kids.
a classmate?
A classmate, somebody who's not in class.
So is sex these days? Sexual intercourse, oral sex, all that. Is that considered kind of like everybody's doing it? It was taboo when I was growing up. I mean, it was she had sex.
More so now, the taboo is being called a prude. Not
Oh
having sex.
man!
Is that right? You're considered a dork if you're not having sex, Allie?
Yeah,
Or
called
unusual.
a prude, or it's not necessarily a good reputation to have. It's better to be looked upon as a slut nowadays.
And if you're a guy, something must be wrong with you if you're not.
Yeah, you're not a real man.
Yeah,
Joshua
you're not a
said-
real man. If you're
It's
not having
better to
sex,
look
you're not considered a real man. So, yeah.
You're not a real man if you're not having sex.
Yeah. They're like, what's wrong with you?
If I
Especially if
went-
you made it to college and you haven't had sex.
Allie, if I went to the high schools today, how hard would it be to find a virgin?
I would say very hard.
Wow,
Virgins are
parents, you gotta stay tuned. When we come back, we're going to have some tips for you on how to talk to your teens about sex. So maybe we'll get to it in a second.
Still to come. Can you believe this kind of cub may become extinct in our lifetime? Meet one of nature's most endangered species right here in our studio with Animal Planet's Dave Salmoni. Also ahead, $1 Million Baby.